All right, let's talk weather with forewarned meteorologist Daniel McFarland. And if we needed rain, boy, did we get it today.
Yes, and there's even more on the way for people that
Good.
want it, for sure.
All right.
So yeah, we're looking good. Heavy rain in a couple spots. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a flood advisory coming down for a couple areas, mainly closer towards Lukeville and Ajo. In fact, you're looking over there, there's a few extra strikes of lightning that you see. We don't still have any good organized thunderstorms yet. And the reason why is simply because these storms aren't tall enough. They're not building. What we mainly have here is just going to be consistent tropical moisture moving up from the south. But those areas are the ones I'm tracking right now that are seeing the most amount of lightning over the last couple hours. In fact, let's check the last 15 minutes when it comes to this, because I know those of you in Tucson probably heard a good bit earlier today. And over the past 15 minutes or so, we've had about 9 strikes. That's been about it so far. And the rain rate's really coming down in some of these areas. Just looking around Ajo, let's go right here towards that split. You can see it's falling at around a quarter, or I should say 3/4 of an inch an hour over in that spot. Now, I know this is far away from Tucson. In fact, it's a good distance. So none of this is going to be moving closer towards us. In fact, it looks like the heaviest rain looks to be right about 50 or 60 miles away. We're going to see a very similar line developing for tomorrow. Now, the spot I'm looking at here is going to be this one over in Cochise County. So you're just now starting to see a little bit of that rain developing. This is going to be what we're tracking, I think, as we get into the early morning hours, is another line like the one behind us, developing down towards the south of Sierra Vista, moving up towards Tucson and really staying put like we're seeing with the one over Ajo at the moment. And now, when it comes to our kind of severe weather threat here, we're not looking at severe thunderstorms. I know this isn't have any kind of threat here for you, but the one thing we're tracking is potential for isolated flooding, as we've been talking about before. And the areas I really want to highlight is going to be spots like Oracle, Safford, Catalina, right there in northern Pima counties. Another spot I'm watching because they had a ton of rain earlier today, and Tucson could easily see another full inch of rain as we get here into the next day or so, depending on how the system plays out. In fact, you can kind of see how this is just going to be staying put over Tucson in between the early morning hours and closer towards the middle of the afternoon. I do think this system's going to be falling apart a bit around 3 or 4. So go ahead and expect consistent rainfall during the morning if you're going outside for anything like that. And then as you get closer towards the evening hours, just some lighter rain here and there moving on through. But as far as any kind of thunderstorms developing, as I mentioned, it's not really something we're tracking with this. So just expect high rain totals. Main impact for us is going to be those isolated areas of flooding, and just another good solid rain day like we had today is going to be expected throughout most of your day tomorrow. Then after we're done with the rain here, I'm expecting plenty of sunshine Monday and Tuesday with temperatures staying in the 70s. Now, one thing that looks interesting here is the temperature drop off. So what we're dealing with right now isn't a cold front. It's a low down towards the south that sent some rain our direction, which is why we don't have this huge drop in temperatures after the rain ends. But Angelique, if you look at Wednesday down to 65 and staying in the mid 60s, we are going to see a front kind of cleaning up whatever's left at that point in time. And then we're eventually going to be seeing the 30s once again for those low temperatures.
All right.